Hello my friends, we are here in the late afternoon in the snow, as you can see, and we will spend just a few moments together. We have just a few minutes of daylight left. As I was saying, we will spend a few minutes together talking about my knife, because I have some thoughts that I like to share with you about the steel and about the knife making, and some few things that I like to share with you. So stay tuned. Never been here to camp, but it's a beautiful place. Always like to find when it's not raining or snowing, I always like to find an open area where I can see all the panorama around. I don't like to be in the wood when there is the sun outside. Here I will have my fire. This is the knife. This is the Enzo Trapper, 115 centimeters. The blade is 115 millimeters, made in ELMAX steel. I always preferred the carbon steel to the ELMAX for many reasons. First of all, because I always thought that keeps the edge better than the stainless steel. But I have to say that I have this since 2 years, I guess, and it keeps the edge really well, even if it's stainless steel is perfect. And also in this environment full of snow and moist, here in where I live, we have many rains during the year, so my knife is always in the middle of the moist. This is a good option because it won't rust a bit. And this I have made myself. The handle in stabilized wood is particular type of wood, soaked in the glue, and takes many different colors. And also these pins are in stainless steel. I don't want to have them in aluminum. We have white liners, but first of all I'd like to made myself for many reasons. First of all, because the type that the Enzo Trapper make also a version with the handle, but I don't like it very much because the handle is too thin for me, and you can grab it very well, while as I made it is really comfortable. You see, much thicker here and thinner here and here, so when you grab it in this position is perfect. Also, I have carved a place for my thumb here, so it's made just for me. When you receive the blade, it's perfectly scandy, or at least mine was in scandy. They also sell a flat grind blade, but I prefer scandy. But I have put a bit of convex edge, a bit stropping it on the ladder, and also to keep the edge a bit better. I've found that this is the best option for me, or at least for me it works better. I prefer the version with a longer blade because most people like 95 centimeters millimeters of blade, but I prefer a bit longer one because you can use it with bigger logs, and you never know when you need to split a log a bit better than usual. I know that they say that the bigger log you need is the biggest log you need is of this size for bushcraft, but it's not always like that, for me at least. There are some cases when you want to split a bigger log, or you have at your disposal a bigger log, and you don't waste it just because your blade is too short for me. Also, I always use the tip of my knife like this, and never encounter the problem with the steel or with the tip. For me, it's not so important to make the perfect feather stick, while really important during winter to have a good pile of feathers. Now, let's start the fire. I always make a good cross here. Put my feathers in the middle. And then I use my usual stuff to start the fire. Don't need much of it, just some pieces. Now we use this vine with instead of using the chocolate, we will try to use directly the fire steel. Look. As you can see, a good pile of feathers always work really well in the fire making process. We'll also make some other piece of chocolate, given that I use them so much. Okay, now we just wait. And let's boil some water and make a good coffee, a good tea, sorry. As I said other times, when you are in the middle of the snow, it's always better to keep all your stuff well inside your pockets, or not leaving anything around, let's say. When you use the snow as a source of water, you have to press it very, very well if you want to have a good amount of water, because it's going to lose much volume in the process. Beautiful colors of the sunset. The usual plane that makes my company when I shoot the video. Never find the occasion to shoot a video without my friend plane. You see the smoke coming out from the charcoal. Anyway, this knife is really a good option, especially if you like to do it the handle yourself. I will put the link to the store in the description of the video. And as I said, it's a good option because you can find a good blade like this in ELMAX at a fair price. To have a ELMAX steel blade from other brand of knives, you have to spend much money. Like Bark River made it, and it's a good blade, but it's really expensive. Also, as I said, if you make the handle yourself, you can have a very comfortable one, because I made it for my hand, so it's perfect fit for me. It's very dependable, this knife. Ever had the problem of chipping or of blending of the blade? And I have to sharpen it just once in a month, not more. It's very sharp, razor sharp. I don't like to waste too much wood. I like to use all the wood that I collect. I don't like to leave some wood to waste, some wood. Eventually, at my fire camps, I like to leave some piece of wood, big logs, stuck there because I use them during the winter. But when I stop by along the path, I don't like to use too much wood. I like a small fire that warm myself or dry my shoes, and that's all. That's all I need. And I don't mind a bit of smoke, because if you make a good a big fire, sorry, if you make a big fire, you have a good heat inside the core of the fire, so you can put and you can put anything you want inside it, and it will dry up very fast with less smoke because of the heat. The heat will dry up very fast the wood, and it will burn easier. But as I said, I don't like to make big fires just to stop by for a few minutes. Cheers, my friends. What a pleasure in the afternoon. In the late afternoon, I like very much to have a tea next to the small fire, especially in winter when you have all the snow around. It's really a beautiful habit. For me, it's a moment of peace with myself. A moment to regain the energy for the next day at work. Oh.